Guys, it's Kaufman is Alive. I look at comic books new and old. Today I am going to be bagging and boarding some comics. So I got some boards and I got some bags here. And of course, I've got comics as well. I've got a huge stack of them. Mostly new comics. A whole bunch of the new comics I've bought over the past 6 months or so, I need to bag and board them. So, of course, you got to bag and board your comics. So that's what I'm going to do today. I picked up these bags. They were about $8.99 for 100 of them, and I got the bags that have these. They've got the resealable like sticker on them here, so you don't have to use tape at all. Got Venom, Black, White, and Blood. I just did a short today on this comic book. This is Eric Larson's Return to Spider-Man. There's actually a whole bunch of creatives on this book. It's got 3 different stories in here. But it's cool to see Eric Larson back on Spider-Man and doing Venom. He kind of was one of the co-creators of Venom. There's a little Easter egg there where he's got Maxine and Malcolm Dragon from Savage Dragon in the comic here. This was a $5.99 book. This is a new comic book. Just came out a couple weeks ago. And I'm really excited to see Eric Larson back doing a lot of work on Spider-Man. He's doing the Spider-Man Noir series as well. But the cool things about these poly bags, like I was saying, is you don't need any tape. They're resealable. So this pack only cost about an extra $1 from the regular pack. So I highly recommend picking those up. And then the boards I picked up as well are, they were $12.99 for a case of 100 of them. And always bag and board your comics, kids. All right, so this is my first live stream, so I'm working out the kinks still. So bear with me here a little bit. Yeah, the best way to bag and board is definitely put the bag in first, like I did not just do there at the beginning. Got Battle Beast here. Actually got issues 3, 4, 5, and 6 here. And I just posted a review today of issue number 6. I love this cover here. Ryan Ollie is the artist on this book. Robert Kirkman from Walking Dead and Invincible is the writer. It's basically a return to Invincible, even though it's a prequel comic. It takes place in the past. And truth be told, I was pretty much a lapsed comic book fan during the original run of Invincible. So it's cool to see this Battle Beast comic. I've watched the cartoon of Invincible, which is kind of how I've gotten caught up on that series. This is issue number what is this, 3 here, this cover. I really like this cover on this one. Got some Ultimate comics here. Ultimate Wolverine. This is issue number 9 here. Chris Condon's the writer, and Alessandra Cappuccio is the artist on that one. I got this Tron variant cover here on this issue. I've not seen the Tron movie. But it looks pretty cool. I love the Nine Inch Nails soundtrack to Tron. I mean, I think that's probably the best part about it. If we didn't have the soundtrack, it just wouldn't probably seem as cool. But I just like picking the variant covers up on these Ultimate comics because they always have the main cover on the interior, which is good because when you buy these Ultimate comic books, they've all got these borders that kind of take up part of the artwork here. So, and even if you get the main cover, they've got the main cover artwork there on the interiors without the borders, which is still something that I like. I understand why they want to brand all these comics and so that you know they're Ultimate comics. But I guess the big news from Marvel was that they're ending the Ultimates line, which if you've been reading, you already knew that because all the Ultimate comic books were set with a timeline from the maker coming back, and we knew that from the jump. So there's Ultimates number 16. I've not reviewed that comic yet. I definitely need to get around to it. But with DC and Marvel, both, they've got like these alternate universe timelines going on where it seems like that's where all the main focus is going on all of on Marvel and DC's timelines both. So all the best books are in the Ultimate line or in the Absolute line. And I haven't been reading all the Ultimate books. I've been reading the Ultimates, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Wolverine. I picked up the first few issues of Ultimate X-Men, and I really like what Peach Momoko's doing in that book, but it just wasn't quite for me. So eventually, on Ultimate Wolverine, I think we got around to like a real X-Men style team, and I've been really enjoying Ultimate Wolverine. So I've been picking up some of the Ultimate X-Men books in dollar bins though as well. So Ultimate Spider-Man has been pretty hit and miss. I feel like all the issues drawn by David Messina just seem to have hardly any Spider-Man in it, hardly any action. Um, but the Marco Cicchetto issues are pretty awesome on Ultimate Spider-Man. I definitely recommend that. But Jonathan Hickman, of course, is leaving all those Ultimate books, and it's pretty similar thing to what happened with X-Men. It just seems like right at the end of the line, he's leaving. So I don't know if he's just having problems at Marvel or what's going on. But I have enjoyed the Ultimates and everything Dennis Camp's been doing to kind of pick up the slack at the end of this Ultimate Universe has been cool. So got Ultimate Superman here, some Ultimate Comics, Ultimate Absolute Superman. I'm saying Absolute Batman. Like I was saying, DC and Marvel, both of their main focus seems to be on their alternate timeline universes right now. So it's pretty easy to get them confused when you're talking absolute DC or ultimate Marvel. I do it all the time. Eventually, we'll probably have ultimate Superman and absolute Spider-Man and stuff like that. So, but Absolute Batman's been one of my favorite books for sure. Absolute Superman, not so much, but I've still been reading it. I've been collecting every issues of both of those. So I want to talk about the name on my channel a little bit. Kaufman is alive. Where does that come from? It was my Xbox gamer tag from way back in the day, and I've always kept it. And actually, you can still find me on Xbox. Kaufman is alive, even though I usually don't game online too much or anything. Usually just playing like WWE 2K or something. But I do have a Konami, the X-Men arcade game from the arcade 1-Up cabinets, and my username there is also Kaufman is alive. So if you got one of those arcade 1-Up cabinets, ever want to play me in X-Men, you can look for me on there, and also on Instagram and Twitter at Kaufman is alive as well. Go check me out. Got G.I. Joe here. This is 318. Storm Shadow on the cover there. Adam Kubert doing all the covers on this A Real American Hero G.I. Joe series. It was kind of funny when this came out. I was reading it and I knew it was a continuation of the IDW and the Marvel G.I. Joe series. The numbering continued on from both of those, which is really cool. But I guess I just didn't quite get the message that this is not in continuity with the Energon universe. That's what the new G.I. Joe series is for. So, and they announced just a few days ago, Robert Kirkman, who is doing the Invincible series over at Amazon Prime, they're going to do a G.I. Joe Transformers cartoon, probably much in the style of Invincible. They said it's going to be an adult cartoon, but I mean, I think anybody who's a fan of G.I. Joe or Transformers is probably an adult at this point. There's probably not too many kids who care much at all about Transformers or G.I. Joe. Maybe a little bit more about Transformers, I guess, with the more recent movies that they've had. They're a little bit more in the consciousness of the mainstream, I suppose. I got these Violator comics. This was a really awesome series. It was a 6-issue miniseries telling the origins of the Violator. I've done reviews of the first few issues of that. I really need to finish it. I need to do issues 5 and 6 there. Got the Scorched here. Got a bunch of issues of the Scorched. I need to bag and board here. John Layman is the writer. Steven Segovia is on artwork on all these issues. A really solid creative team on this book. This is like the Spawn team book. And She-Spawn being the main character here. I keep meaning to do more old issues and reviewing more old comic books, but there's just so many new comic books that I keep picking up that I just have like a backlog of new comics that I need to review. So bear with me. Let me know in the comments if you end up watching this, if you think that you'd rather see me review old comics or keep working on new comics, which I've been doing. Got Savage Dragon here, 276. Here's the back cover. Love Eric Larson's stuff. He's definitely my favorite comic book artist and current creative, doing anything. He's got his long-running Savage Dragon comic going on. Still doing it to this day, and he just came back at Marvel, doing a lot of work with them, doing some writing on some Spider-Man books and stuff, which is really awesome. I guess he's like the CFO at Image, and at this point, I'd really like to see him just go at Marvel and work at Marvel full time, take that over. I mean, you got Jim Lee, he's taking over DC. Why not? Just Rob Liefeld can just take over Image. Eric can take over Marvel. There you go. Todd McFarlane, of course, still just doing Spawn after all these years. Got G.I. Joe again here, number 311. Another Adam Kubert cover. Some awesome colors on this one. Larry Hama's the writer still on this book too, which he was way back in the day. One of my favorite Wolverine writers. Mike Mooneyham's doing the artwork on that issue. Looking forward to that G.I. Joe Transformers cartoon, though, that they just announced. That should be pretty awesome. Another G.I. Joe here. The new silent issue of G.I. Joe just came out. Number 321. It's an homage to the G.I. Joe issue 21 that was published by Marvel so many years ago. And I'm going to do a review on that, so stay tuned for that. That's a really great looking issue. I've been collecting all the G.I. Joe issues of a Real American Hero since it came over to Image and Skybound, and I've got the last couple issues of the IDW run before that. Got the New History of DC Universe books here. Need to get these bagged and boarded. This is a great concept. I guess Marvel put one out like that about 5 or 6 years ago. I'm going to have to go find those issues. Chris Samney is doing the covers to all these, all the main covers. I really like his style. It's got a classic feel to it, but it still feels kind of new. Kind of reminds me of the Mike Allred style, or Bruce Timm, who did the animated DC series. But DC's been killing it recently. I never thought I'd be buying so many DC comic books, to be honest with you. Well, that's about all I'm going to do today. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.